Hi children, in this video we are going to discuss about activities based on the process of respiration. So already we have studied about what is meant by respiration. So we have seen the definition of the respiration, children. In simple, we can define respiration as like this. So respiration is an energy giving process by breaking down the glucose molecules in the presence of oxygen. So that is called as what? Respiration process. So if you represent the whole respiration process in the form of an equation, so we can write like this. So C6H12O6, this is glucose. So when it is oxidized or when it is burned in the presence of oxygen, 6 oxygen, isn't it? So we get 6 carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, as well as energy is liberated outside, children. So this is the equation of respiration, children. So glucose molecule, when it is burned in the presence of oxygen in the cells, children, so we get carbon dioxide, water, as well as energy. So what we are going to learn in this video today is, so whether this carbon dioxide, oxygen, as well as energy they are liberated in the process of respiration or not, we are going to see by performing a simple experiments in our science laboratory, children. Okay, so the first one you see, children, this experiment or this activity. So this activity shows that so the air which we breathe contains what? Carbon dioxide as well as what, children? Water vapor, that is water. So for this what we need is, we need to take 2 test tubes, children, and in these 2 test tubes, in one test tube, so it should be pour some lime water in this test tube, lime water in one test tube, and take water in another test tube. This is what? Water in another test tube, children, and these 2 test tubes are closed with a rubber cork, and see that so 2 pipes are what inserted into the lime water as well as what? Water in the another test tube. So when these pipes are kept in the mouth and when we blow out the air into these pipes, children, what happens is the air which we breathe out so enters into these 2 tubes and finally reach to this lime water as well as this another test tube water. So what we observe this one, when you blow the air into this one, when you breathe out the air into these 2 test tubes, so what we observe is after some time this lime water will slowly turns into what, children? Milky. So this indicates that the air which we are breathing out, it is nothing but what? Carbon dioxide, isn't it? So by this experiment we can show that carbon dioxide is released outside during the process of respiration, isn't it? So this slowly, when you blow this air into this water, lime water, so slowly this lime water will turns into milky. So this is because of what, children? Carbon dioxide. And not only this carbon dioxide, so here when you come to this another test tube, children, you can see some of the droplets of water. So if you continue this experiment or if you continue this activity for some more time, children, you can see the level of water increases in the test tube. So this shows that the small droplets of water slowly, so they forms into a water and it increases the water level in the test tube. So this activity shows that water vapor is also comes out or formed during the process of respiration process, isn't it? So this is a simple activity. We can do it in our science laboratory, in our school laboratory also, to show that carbon dioxide as well as water are produced during the process of respiration. So when we breathe out, so carbon dioxide as well as water comes out through the air which we breathe out, children. Okay, so this is about that activity, children. Okay, and next we come to a second activity, children. So see, in this activity, what are the materials required for this? So for this activity we require one bottle and another one, this is a beaker, a small beaker, and for this we need a germinating seeds. So these are germinating seeds. We can also call as sprouts. Sprouts. So what we are going to test by this activity is, we are going to see that we are going to prove that carbon dioxide is released during the respiration in plants, children. Okay, so for this activity, so what are required? So one bottle is required, children, which is transparent one, and another one, it is a small beaker. So we need to place very carefully inside this bottle, children, and another thing is sprouts or germinating seeds. So how can we make these germinating seeds or sprouts? So when you take example, for example, you take a moong, okay, so green gram, okay, that is called as moong, or you take a Bengal gram. You take Bengal gram, children, here. So this Bengal gram, you soak it in water for 1 day, and the next day you take those soaked seeds and put it in a wet cloth and keep it in one corner of your classroom or in your at home. So after 1 day, what happens is, so this soaked seeds slowly what happens is it germinates, and those are called as germinating seeds or called as sprouts. These sprouts are equal to a small plant's, children. Already in our previous videos we have studied that plants also respire, plants also need oxygen for their energy and gives out carbon dioxide. So that's what we are going to children, see in this activity, whether carbon dioxide is liberated during the process of respiration in plants or not. So first we have taken some of the sprouts, children, the germinating seeds in the beaker, and we have placed one beaker inside this bottle, and see that it has to be placed very carefully inside this bottle. And in this beaker, children, you take a little quantity of lime water in it. So why we are going to take this lime water itself? Because we are going to test whether the gas which is released during the process of respiration, it is carbon dioxide or any other gas. We are going to test it, isn't it? So you are placing some a beaker inside the bottle, and this beaker should contain little quantity of what? Lime water in it. Okay, and you need to close this bottle with a rubber cork and see that there is no air enters into the jar or a bottle, or no air comes outside from this bottle also. So finally what happens, you keep this whole apparatus or you keep this whole setting so in undisturbed for at least 2 to 3 days of time. So just for 2-3 days you you keep the whole apparatus in one corner of the room without disturbing it, children. So what do you observe? As we have taken the children, a transparent bottle here, so we can easily see the changes which are occurring in this children, lime water. Got it? So when you are placing it undisturbed for 2-3 days, so daily if you observe it, so we see that so slowly this lime water is turns into children? Milky. So this is also turned into milky. So this indicates that the gas which is evolved outside, this is nothing but children? Carbon dioxide. So because of the presence of carbon dioxide gas which is released by the process of respiration in plants, children, so this lime water which we have placed it in this beaker have turned into children? Milky. So in the first experiment or in the first activity, we have seen that during the process of respiration in animals, so we have seen what carbon dioxide is liberated and water is liberated. The same thing here. So even in plants also, so during the process of respiration, so carbon dioxide as well as water is produced, and also energy will also liberated outside, children. Okay, so by this activity we prove that children? Carbon dioxide is produced during the process of respiration in plants. So let me write it here, what is this activity is, children. Okay, so carbon dioxide is produced when during the process of respiration, during the process of respiration, where? In plants. In what, children? In plants. Okay, so this is one activity, children. Usually it is given in our books in order to test whether the carbon dioxide is really produced during the process of respiration in plants or not. Okay, and next come to another what activity, children? See this one. So this is a thermoflask. So why we are taking, what we are going to do with this activity? So we are going to prove that whether heat is liberated during the process of respiration or not. Okay, so we are going to prove whether really heat is produced during the process of respiration or not, isn't it? So already you see here, children, we have already seen the respiration process in the form of equation. Oxygen, it is broke down into what, children? Carbon dioxide, water, as well as energy. So this energy, it is converted in the form of what, children? ATP. It is stored in the form of ATP. So I wanted to ask you one question here, children. So because of this oxygen, that means this is glucose molecule. By breaking down the glucose molecule, so is all the energy is formed to form ATP or any other form of energy is also liberated, isn't it? So the energy which is formed during the breakdown of glucose molecules, children, so that is nothing but what? ATP molecules, ATP. Got it? So here it is completely by harvesting this glucose we are getting ATP molecules, means yes, but along with the ATP molecules there is some energy is also produced, children. So that energy is heat energy. So that heat energy is only responsible for what, children? Maintain our what? Body temperature. So we are able to children? Feel heat, children, because when you blow out the air, you can feel that the air which breathed out, children, it is warm. So from where that warmness have come? So that is because of what? Respiration process. So respiration process, by the process of respiration, so we know that, so we get energy. That means that energy is stored in the form of ATP molecules. Not only that, children, there is some other amount of energy is also seen, and that energy is heat energy. That heat energy, it is useful for maintaining the body temperature in our body, isn't it? In all the organisms. In a similar way, even in plants also, children, heat energy is liberated. That means heat is liberated during the process of respiration. So in order to prove whether really the heat is liberated during the process of respiration in plants or not, so we need to take children? One thermoflask here. So thermoflask, what is the use of taking a thermoflask for this activity is heat cannot escape outside, or heat cannot enter into the children? Flask. So that's why it is a thermoresistant, children. So heat which is produced during this activity cannot escape outside, and the heat from outside also may not enter into this one. So that's why we are taking here thermoflask. And for this experiment also we need sprouts, children. That is nothing but a germinating seeds, children. Okay, so how to make a sprouts, you know very well. So already we have seen taking a moong or Bengal gram, soaking it in the water for 1 day and taking out that soaked seeds and putting it in a wet cloth for one day, children, or overnight. So the next day morning, so we see the sprouts coming out from that soaked seeds, children. So we have to take those germinating seeds into the thermo flask, and these germinating seeds or sprouts, children, it is equal to the plants. So don't think that they are different from that of plants. Okay, there are small plants, isn't it? So they also undergo respiration process. So let us see here. So we have taken the sprouts here in the thermo flask, children, and take out the cap of this thermo flask. Instead of cap, you can put some cotton plug also, children, here, in order to see whether heat is not entered into the bottle or comes outside the bottle. It's better you can use the cork also, rubber cork also, and you have to fit it exactly to this mouth of the thermo flask. And one thermometer is children, inserted into this. You make a hole into the rubber cork and insert the thermometer into this thermo flask. And you have to be very careful that the bulb of the thermometer, it should be inside the sprouts. Then only we can see the temperature raising or not. So the main thing is the bulb of the thermometer, it should be inside the sprouts. And you keep it, this whole apparatus, without disturbing it, children, for 24 hours, isn't it, for 1 day. And for every 2 hours of time, children, you just check it that the level of mercury in the thermometer. So what do you observe in this? So for every 2 hours, if you check the mercury level in the thermometer, children, you find that for every 2 hours there is a rise in the temperature, children, isn't it? So if you make a graph, children, so you can see there is an increase in the temperature slowly, gradually. So this shows that, children, so during the process of respiration, so heat is liberated during this process, children. Okay, so what is the what we have proved by this activity? So by this activity, so we have proved that heat is liberated during the process of respiration, children, isn't it? So these are the three very important activities we have seen in the books, children. Okay, so this is the first activity, that carbon dioxide and water are the materials which are seen in the air we breathe out. In the air we breathe out, children. Okay, breathe out. So this is an activity, children. Got it? So in the first activity, it shows that carbon dioxide and water are the materials which are seen in the air which we breathe out, children, in the human beings or in any other organisms. In the similar way, even in the plants also undergo the respiration, and in that respiration in plants also see that carbon dioxide is liberated during the process of respiration in plants, as well as what, children? Heat is also liberated during the process of respiration in plants, children. So these are the activities, these are the simple activities which we can do it in our school laboratory, or even at home also we can do these all experiments, children. So this is about the activities based on the respiration process, children. That's all for today, children. I hope you understand these three activities. So by these activities we are very clear that what are produced during the process of respiration, children. That's all for today. Thank you very much, children. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and also share it to your friends. That's all for today. Thank you very much.